Merry Christmas, Kaleden Community Church. I hope that you are sitting warm and toasty in your homes. Maybe you have a fire burning. I can't imagine anybody watching from outside in this blistering cold. It's actually a few days before Christmas and it's really freezing out here. However, we've really been in this theme of nature this fall, studying about Celtic Christianity and just the sacredness of all nature. So I thought, I have to give you the gift of nature and the gift of this beautiful valley that we are all blessed to live in on Christmas morning. And so you get to enjoy the beautiful view from the warmth of your home. I also wanted to recognize that this Advent season, we've been talking a lot about the themes of Advent. So love, joy, peace, and hope. And we've been blessed to have you share. So the people of Kaleden Community Church share about these wonderful and amazing and inspiring themes of Advent. However, we haven't heard very much of the Christmas story. So I thought, well, it's Christmas morning. Why don't we have this story told in kind of a fun way? And so I'm going to share a video with you that I came across years ago when I was ministering up in Prince George. And so I hope you enjoy.
Mary was really scared when the angel came to her. There was one main angel called Gabriel. He was just a boy angel.
She had wings and she was all white.
The angel said, "You're gonna have a special baby."
And it was God's son.
She was quite excited.
A bit scared.
And she was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have the Son of God." And then she was like, "I can't, I'm not married and stuff."
Joseph, he was a builder. Mary told Joseph that she was having a baby called Jesus and it was God's son.
And he's like, "What?"
Then Joseph saw the angel in a dream.
I think Joseph was really scared.
And then they went to Bethlehem.
On a donkey.
It'd be quite hot.
She had a baby in her tummy and she would have been really heavy.
She said,
"Can we stop anywhere with these houses?"
they had to try and find somewhere for Mary to have the baby.
They went around a whole neighborhood.
No, there's no space.
Everyone said no in an angry voice because it was the middle of the night.
I said no!
The last innkeeper,
He said, "Yeah, there's a barn type thing around the back."
They had to go to a barn and have their baby.
it had sheeps.
It was like all hay and animal poop and sheep and things.
Mary put baby Jesus in one of those troughs.
They call the baby Jesus and they loved him. He has two daddies, God and Joseph. They both needed to look after the baby. The angel told the shepherds to follow the star.
There was 3 kings.
They followed the star all the way to where Jesus was born.
When they get to this table, they give them Jesus the presents.
And then they got some angels as visitors too. And then there was a giant star. Everyone was there.
Then there was a party.
Well, hopefully you enjoyed that little video, and I know I'm enjoying being inside. It's definitely warmer in here. Hopefully it feels a little bit like outside. That was the theme that we were going for this year. I want to touch on this really special story this morning. And there's something really weird about it too. When you think about it, it's it's obviously a very cute story, and we've cutified it over the years. But there's something really strange about the story too, even if we stick to the biblical account. If we try to be as accurate as possible, even when we stick to that biblical account, it still remains a very simple, straightforward story. I mean, there was angels. I mean, that was kind of big. There were people that visited from faraway lands. There was this escape to Egypt and then return to Galilee. But it's still a relatively small story. I mean, the only thing that really makes it that impressive is the fact that it's the Creator that has been born. In a way, it's a little bit like a Hallmark movie, and I don't mean that in a negative way. However, the biggest moment in human history, the moment that the Creator steps into their creation, it just seems like this story isn't that impressive. You would think Jesus Christ is like the ultimate superhero with the ultimate endgame. However, imagine a Savior with Jesus' superpowers, and imagine the kind of movie that a superhero like that would get. Imagine how much a superhero that would be celebrated like a superhero could do with the powers of Jesus. And then, of course, imagine how little we would have to do. There's this verse in Philippians that I'm sure I've spoken on before, but it's just such a powerful statement about Jesus coming to earth. This is Paul writing to the church in Philippi. He says, "In your relationships with one another, have the same mindset as Jesus Christ, who, being in very nature God, did not consider equality with God something to be used to his own advantage. Rather, he made himself nothing by taking the very nature of a servant, being made in human likeness." Now, of course, that's not really a regular Christmas verse that you hear at Christmas time. But what that verse speaks to is that Jesus didn't come as a superhero. In fact, Christ did not only come to save us. I know that we talk a lot about in the church about how Jesus is our Savior. And he came to save us. He was born to save us. He died to save us. But not only is Jesus our Savior, but he came to show us, in many ways, how to save ourselves. Or at least how to take part in saving ourselves and saving the earth. Christ was born like us. He lived like us. He cried like us. He laughed like us. But he didn't love like us. There were some things that he did differently. In fact, he showed us how we are meant to love. And in many ways, he showed us the love that we are capable of giving. He showed us the light that we are capable of shining. He showed us who we are at our innermost God-given being, God-created being. And I think any other story, a story of a superhero coming to earth and just saving the Israelites, it would have taken away from that. It would have taken away from Jesus revealing who we can be, who we are meant to be. Yeah, Jesus is all powerful and Jesus did amazing things, but Jesus was a man like us. He was human. He bled. He felt just like us. He was born as a helpless babe like us. And it's through that example, it's through that simpleness and that humble story that we can connect to and then see the example of Jesus, of who we are to be as well and who we can be.
There's something deep inside of your eyes, all the trauma, all the pain. You've been walking through the midnight and you lost your way. Hey. You've been looking for a true friend, someone who understands when you need someone to listen. Here I am, oh here I am. I can see the light in you. I can see the light in you, yeah. Even if it's dark to you, oh, I can see the light in you, the light in you. It's okay to feel your feelings. You don't have to hurry through. And it's okay to cry your healing. 'Cause when you cry, I cry too. I can see the light in you, yeah. I can see the light in you, oh. Even if it's dark to you, oh, oh, I can see the light in you, the light. You can dream again tonight. Spread your wings like butterfly. You were made always seen the light in you. And even when it's dark till, oh, I can see the light. I can see the light in you.
So I hope you've enjoyed this Christmas morning's little devotional. I hope you've enjoyed just the beauty that we all get to experience. My hope and my prayer is that you would recognize the beauty that is inside of you, the beauty that has been rekindled, that we have been reminded of because of who Christ is, of how Christ came, and the beauty and the simpleness and the humility of the story that we celebrate each Christmas. So God bless, and we will see you, well, I'll see lots of you next week. Next week is next Sunday, New Year's Day. We are going to be doing a pancake breakfast and watching a special service from CBM. And that's all I've got for you this morning. I have to get back in my car because I'm freezing my face off. Merry Christmas!
Born unto us this day, the Savior, gifted from heaven to a man.